You got the Ghost riding along with you this Saturday afternoon, spinning all your favorites from Aerosmith to ZZ Top. But first, local news.
I'm in Grand Cane, Louisiana.
I almost missed it. It was stuck to the back of a letter, this really weird postcard. In Louisiana, who even goes there?
I'm afraid of what I might find out.
For fuck's sake, please don't start any trouble. You're supposed to be lying there, remember?
Bye.
Yeesh. Hey, stay safe out there, Louisiana.
Hey there, Truck here. Yeah, it's been a while. Life, you know. Anyway, I know I owe a great many of you a solution video to puzzle number 8, and 6 months later, here we are. It was a Minnesota treasure hunt, and it was easily my most ambitious puzzle to date. As a matter of fact, I burned myself out so hard on this one that I needed to take a break. Thus the delay. I'm only human. You get it. Now, I suppose you're wondering what a postcard from a small town in rural Louisiana has to do with finding a treasure chest in Minnesota. It's time I told you what this all is. I'm about to break the fourth wall.
All right, let's find out what's in the box.
I trust you know by now that some puzzles are entirely armchair and some are treasure hunts that happened on the ground in Minnesota. Folks from all over have participated, won a little bit of my money, scored some small wooden chests with plastic jewels, and it's been a super cool thing to see unfold. But if you haven't figured it out by now, a story is unfolding. Some of you have caught on to this. For example, the clips shown from the first 40 seconds are all live action elements to the story. Sometimes the puzzle demands you send an email or make a call or visit another website, taking things past the YouTube medium and into other familiar arenas.
Congrats. You've made it this far, but if you thought this game was over, you are sorely mistaken. Log into the following Google account and look for the next clue in the Google Drive. The username is the answer to puzzle number 1.
If you're still scratching your head and haven't got time to catch up on prior puzzles and solutions, I recommend you watch the Season 1 finale video at the very least, which will give you a very Cliff Notes version of the story. However, there are many hidden clues inside previous puzzle and solution videos that'll shed even more light on the story if you look closely enough. I appreciate everyone who watches, and your participation definitely in a way helps me write the story, believe it or not. So I encourage participation, and I'm glad that you are here, and thank you for watching. The treasure hunt lasted roughly 2 days, starting on April 1st, 2021, and the folks who did the legwork made the find on the 3rd of April. Congrats go out to Todd Pittman, Josh Ellingson, and Bobby Dunbar, who got a treasure box full of loot for their troubles. I'll share that with you if you make it to the end. Now, about that postcard. Now, I'm not going to play the entire puzzle number 8 video for you here because it's 4 minutes long. I'm going under the assumption that you've seen it. There's a link below to go watch it if you haven't, then come back here. I'll wait. Watched it? Okay, good. Let's dive in. We're greeted with a splash screen from our favorite evil corporation, Hornet Viking.
The world is what you make it.
Who has a user named Ann T, waiting to make contact with another user through their app called Folkmoot, similar to what we know as Zoom. Ann's enjoying some wine and appears to be surfing the net on her Hornet Viking laptop. They're everywhere, I tell ya. She's also giving another person in the room the "I'm not your maid" treatment.
I mean, what am I, your mother? Did you look behind the... whatever it's called?
It's also worth noting that it's happening at the same time and date of the video's release, April 1st, 2021. Eventually, the chat is connected, and her buzzed attention turns to the other party, who as of now is unknown.
Whatever it's called. Oh, hey, hi. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for helping me out. I just got home.
Ann tells us she's just returned from a long hiking trip and came home to a large stack of mail that included a mysterious postcard. and that she's attached scans of the front and back to the video call. How fortuitous.
Letter, this really weird postcard from you know who?
What? You know who?
Yeah. Lord knows what that character has gotten himself into now.
One peek at this postcard tells us a ton. Starting with the back and looking at the postmark, it looks like it was mailed from Grand Cane, Louisiana on October 17th of 2020. It's addressed to Anne Thriving. This is our friend Ken's ex-wife.
My wife Anne left me.
She doesn't seem overly thrilled to hear from him. She refers to Ken's search for his missing daughter Lena in very odd terms.
I think he's losing his mind trying to chase that brat down.
And then she drops this bomb.
I mean, how do you even tell somebody to stop looking for somebody who doesn't want to be found?
She also shows a little bit of concern for her ex-husband.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really worried about him this time. I mean, he sent this back in October and I haven't heard from him since.
She also mentions this postcard is the first time she's heard from Ken since their divorce that was 7 to 8 years ago.
No regrets there. I mean, the man is crazy. But something about this is just wrong. Something's off.
Anne is mystified at the origin of the postcard just as much as its motives.
I've never even heard of Grand Cane before. From what I could Google, it's like this tiny little town, like a couple hundred people. Nothing's there.
She's asking for the caller's help, and by default our help, in trying to figure out why this postcard was sent.
And all I have is this postcard. I hope you can help me figure this out. And I'll do what I can from my end.
She also reminds us what's truly at stake here.
Well, if you can help me try and find some answers, there just might be a little treasure chest of jewels for you at the end or something. Bye.
The world is what you make it.
The call ends and glitches out as it disconnects. And then we get this. The text reads out Control V 3 times, then spits out this garbled string of alphanumeric mud soup. Shifting our attention to the front of the postcard, we're greeted with the old-timey facades of what would presume to be the heart of Grand Cane, Louisiana. On the lower left is a QR code. Scanning that brings us to Google Street View at the very location depicted on the postcard. West Main Street in the tiny town of Grand Cane, Louisiana. And that's it. That's what we have to work with. One side of a video chat, a postcard, a location on Google Street View, and a bunch of weird text. To be fair, there's enough information on the postcard to be able to solve this stage of the puzzle, and I'll show you that in a bit. But I'll show you first the path our solvers took. Keep an eye on the lower left of your screen. Wait for it.
Yeah, well,
Wait for it.
I just got home from hiking every
There.
mountain on
What was
the
that?
Appalachian Trail on the 4th.
Right there.
And
All right, let's run this back.
home from hiking.
Right there. Control X. Kind of remind us of the screen at the end of the video that showed us Control V 3 times. The video seems to glitch slightly as it shows Control X also. It happens a total of 3 times in the video.
Lord knows what that character has gotten himself into now.
Veteran computer users know well that Control X is the keyboard shortcut for cut, and Control V is the command to paste, meaning some sort of data of any kind is cut from one source and then pasted into another. If we look carefully to see what words Anne says just after each Control X, we get
Every fourth character.
interesting. What if we were to...
Every fourth character.
If we go back to our alphanumeric mud soup and only count every 4th letter, we get an email address. ironclues821@gmail.com. A handful of players figured this email address out, and clicked send. Participants received an instant response from another character seemingly named Iron Clues. The title of the email read, "Scan Me." The first thing that smacks you right in the face is a QR code. Yep, I went there. Sorry, couldn't resist. Just below the QR code is a very cheeky statement from our new friend Iron Clues.
Greetings. You may find this code most helpful to help light your way. But if it doesn't, at the end of the day, don't get dismayed. Not all is as it seems in this world, now is it? Now, click below this text to highlight and drag down. You super smart sleuthy person, you.
Little click here, little drag there. Scan the code and got rolled. Please don't go away. It seems as though Truck has led you astray. You did well in solving the puzzle inside, but you'll have to try harder to claim the 8th prize. Your journey's just started, so try to stay calm. If you think it might help, then put this vid on. Above all else, one last thing to mention, the postcard deserves undivided attention. The link to this vid no longer works, but here's what participants saw when they clicked on it. We're given a very rough VHS analog style recording. The first thing we see is a man zipping a coat, followed by what looks like a children's show showing us that 5 + 5 = 10. The song in the background is Call Me by Blondie. We put all these clues together and head back to the postcard. Remember that part where I said all the info you need is really on the postcard? Here's what I mean. The zipper in the middle, yeah, it's there to aesthetically divide up the two halves of the postcard, but it's your cue to pay heed to the zip codes on the postcard. There are 2 of them. The line "call it like you see it" is to be taken literally. Are you seeing it yet? If we take our new bonus clues into consideration, it becomes quite clear. The 2 zip codes merge into one phone number we're supposed to call, and we are to call it like we see it.
New message, Saturday, October 17th at 1:20 p.m.
So, part of our adventures here in Grand Cane, we got ourselves stuck in the mud trying to turn around. We were just exploring the area and got a little lost. So, we're waiting for a tow truck. Yeah. Not my proudest moment. That's our current predicament. And we're stuck in there pretty good, so we're waiting for a tow truck now. All this for a stupid puzzle game. I don't know. What the fuck were we thinking? Alright. This is what happens. This is an idiot in action right here. This is what happens. Well, we're out. Oh my god. We straddled a culvert. That's where we got stuck. Oh my god. I'm such an idiot.